and gentlemen, welcome to Tempest Talks. I have a new plane that I actually suggested pop into the game, and I have Corvus here with me to yap about it.
Thanks for having me on, Nova. Appreciate your playing with me in the game and looking at this plane. Normally, what I do is I go out and get the certs and I buy it and then I spec it out and give it all gold ammo and ultimate stuff. And then I go and play it for a little bit and tell the folks out there how I feel about this particular plane. Is it worth the money that you spend? Is it worth a grind? Am I going to do it on one or more of my free to play accounts? This one's different because you went out and you ground it out in a little over 12 hours of game time. And in this particular case, I decided to go and buy it and kit it out, but not play it. So when we click on battle here, it's going to be pretty much you've already played this thing. I have not. So your listeners won't get my opinion until we've played it a little bit. I buy it so you don't have to. Guess what? Nova's going to tell you all about this plane, and then I may have a different opinion than he does at the end, but maybe not. Maybe we come to the same opinion.
I can relate to that. I'm going to begin this with a brief little schmidge, if you will allow me to start with that. I stated in my suggestion, and yes, it's in the Warplanes Discord. You can go look at this. It may be crossed off on the list because, well, it's been added. But this plane needed to be in it. This firepower is insane for a 7. The SM91 can cross that bridge with equipment. This thing already does without anything. That's a problem. And yet, in spite of that, they've also ham-hocked the performance of this plane to the point that if you do not know what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen, this thing would kill you. Not what you're shooting at, but you flying it.
Right. Yep.
And the way they kneecap this was it has terrible altitude and terrible speed. The K-84 can be made to be somewhat fast. I'll be straight honest with you. And it has better altitude than this thing does. But what irks me is this thing was designed in reality as a high altitude interceptor. And yet here it is, and it can't even go past 1,500 meters, let alone 1,200.
Right. Right. Yep.
I did the math here, Corvus. I did the math. This thing in the game has a cruise speed that is 137 kilometers an hour slower, or 85.1 miles per hour slower than it should be. It is maximum, its top speed, is 16 kilometers an hour, or 10 miles an hour slower than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the max speed is the same, or as what avionics people would call the never exceed speed, or NVE. I found this out myself today, just doing research this morning. Yet they gave this thing the late model airframe armament. This was mid 1944, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. Not early 44, late 44. Like almost late 44. And I'll also add a little Easter egg. In this game, the devs of World of Warplanes, now, I will give them credit for this. This is sneaky. That bulbous little thing on top of the port wing on the furthest outboard gun,
Yep.
That's a landing light.
Huh.
That has never been, that was never in the model or anything. World of Warplanes devs took the liberty to add that.
Huh.
There's no photograph of that ever being on the model aircraft.
Huh.
Yet, it's there. Now, while that's not historically accurate, to my knowledge, to what I've seen. I will give them credit and props for what looks like a pretty damn good, convincing addition. That is a damn convincing addition. If you didn't know that that wasn't supposed to be there, you'd think it was supposed to be there.
Right.
Anyway, back to my little ramble here. The service ceiling is the other Achilles heel of this aircraft. And I even did the math on the rate of climb here. I'll get to that in a second, but first, the service ceiling. In this game, the maximum you can get up to is 3,200 meters, 10,499 feet in this scale. Yet in reality, it was projected to get up to 10,060 meters, or in some sources have suggested 13,200 meters.
So upwards of 40,000 feet.
Yes. So that's a 6,860 meter difference, or 22,507 foot difference. That's huge. That's insane. Now, this one is the one that kills me. I did a lot of number crunching to get these numbers you're about to hear me puke out. And folks, I do apologize if I'm boring you with all these numbers, but I'm trying to drive a point to wargaming that this shouldn't be flying. This shouldn't. Not literally, but this kind of addition, even though I appreciate the fact that they added the J6K1, I'm not a huge fan of how it was put in. Anywho, so the rate of climb. Now, this isn't in any record I could find, but War Thunder has approximated that it's about 16 meters a second. That's not bad. That's about 3,150 feet a minute.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Compare that to the P51H. That is, according to my research, anywhere between somewhere around 3,370 feet a minute. The average, with all of its configurations, and there was like 9 on this one document I found, the average of all of them is 3,122 and a third foot a minute. That's the average. Now, here's the thing. I did all these calculations. I broke down, I converted the warplanes scale to realism. Okay? So what I found out was that wargaming has made the rate of climb for the J6K1 in this game between 13.07 to 12.11 meters per second. That is like chopping a leg off. Bad.
Yeah. Yep. That sure is.
God awful.
Yep. I agree with you.
If this thing had the full speed, the same speed it did in reality, this is for sure a tier 8.
Absolutely.
It should be.
It should be a tier 8. Yeah.
I even stated this would have been a fantastic counter to the XP67, and it should have been. But no, we get this instead. I missed out on the F8F review. I still think that should have been an 8.
No, and I agree with you on that too. That was where, when we discussed this way back when, we discussed it as a logical tier 8 light fighter that would be a rival for the P51H in climb and speed.
And instead, we get a Lavochkin like that can't even Lavochkin.
Right. No, that's.
But it has the guns to obliterate a Lavochkin, but it doesn't have the flight performance whatsoever. You try to do a bunch of stunts in this thing, you're going to stall out at a high altitude.
I mean, I get it. I get it that they don't want to add yet another tier 8 premium, because frankly, tier 8's overtaken with premiums. And I think there's more premiums than there are tech tree planes. But come on, this plane belongs in tier 8 for sure.
Corvus, let me also reiterate, warships and tanks have crossed this line eons ago. Ago.
Yep.
This shouldn't be cared about at this point. And yet, for some reason, the good developers of World of Warplanes, however many of them are left, seem scared to put in It's when frickin' World of Tanks has them in the frickin' shove them down your throat loads.
Right.
And they
Right.
keep pumping out more and without a care.
Right. You can't swing a dead cat in a tier 8 game in World of Tanks without hitting a premium tank.
Exactly.
It's rare, in fact, that you see a tech tree tank. That's how bad it is with tier 8.
And at this point, the cat's out of the bag. It
Yeah,
really is.
absolutely. It really is. And so Wargaming, please. This is a tier 8 plane. It should have been given tier 8 speed performance, tier 8 altitude performance. All right, you dial back the turn because it's Japanese. It's a Japanese plane, and it can't be as turny if it's got altitude and speed, and it's still going to be a little bit fragile, and that's how you get climb rate. Now it's a significant rival to the P-51H, and it scares the crap out of P-61s.
And
Right?
now here's the other interesting note, Corvus. I'll throw this in too. I didn't have this in my notes, but I found this. So I went even as far as to go into the Japanese version of Wikipedia. There was some interesting things in there. According to the translations, this thing was classified as an armored fighter.
Oh. Oh, so it doesn't have to be as delicate as Wargaming made it. It could have been.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. I read somewhere this thing had a 70 millimeter thick plate, or I'm assuming it was literally right in front of the gun sight, a 70 millimeter thick protective shield for the pilot.
Right. Obviously, to protect them against 50 millimeter 50 caliber rounds from bombers, because this was designed to shoot down American bombers.
And let me be clear, because of all that, this thing was not light.
Right.
Not in the slightest, according to these specifications, whatever is left of them. And
right.
They're scattered around. There's photographs of the model all over the place. And
so the argument is still going to be that it's a fast, high altitude, high gun power, relatively stout Japanese plane, and therefore, not so turny. Okay, now I'm gonna take back my climb rate argument, that it's not going to be in the P-51H range, but it's going to be somewhat less.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of
Yes, we're getting far afield. We should probably play.
Yes, we'll show you why I feel this way, because in certain maps, especially Rome, it's like you're almost always in the yellow. Doesn't matter.
Right. Right. Because of of Rome's altitude, and because of this guy's lack of altitude.
Mm-hmm. It's the perfect bad combination.
So I don't know how you set yours up, but I'm going to tell the folks how I set mine up. Because of the lack of speed, I loaded it up with speed gear. It's got polished skin and boost mixture control. I've got Akane in there, so I can get a little bit more gun power, because hey, why not? I also gave it gas operated action and long gun barrels, so I could reach out to close on 1,000 meters. So the really effective gun range should be slightly less than that, because that's the way guns work.
They have a tendency to spread around.
Because of its short burst length, nominal short burst length, my idea was that I would give it reinforced bolt carriers, but I decided at the last minute I wanted volume of fire and be able to tap fire. Oh geez. This thing just, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. That's insanity. At 700 meters, it's like, oh my goodness. I mean, I'm way up in the yellow, and it's handling like a pig, but oh my lord, this thing has guns.
A lot of them.
Well, I mean, my gun rating is near 900, right? I mean, that's.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching from my end, you're about to see a B-32 disappear.
Oh my goodness! I have no doubt, because now that I've shot these guns a little bit, you know, people, my gunnery skills aren't the greatest. That's one of the reasons I like machine gun planes, is because my aim is kind of crappy. Well, a lot crappy. Oh my goodness. An IL-8 one pass. Easy, with gun left over. Oh, it's just stupid.
Oh, it gets worse. I'll have to detail you how I did mine. It's, oh boy. It's a doozy.
It's still plenty turny with my speed setup. I wouldn't, I don't complain about that. All I'm doing is, I'm just mostly shooting down air defense aircraft at the current time. There we go. I'll go over to the other military base and see if I can't wreak some havoc over there. Unless you'd like me to not, so that you can keep showing folks on this map how it do.
I could, but
otherwise we'll just get superiority and have to go on to the next battle.
And yeah,
but
some
man,
more about things about this plane that are quirky or wacky or wild.
The rudder response isn't great. Elevator response is okay. It does well at low speed. Again, IL-8 one pass. No worries at all. Oops, IL-2T. My mistake. I wondered why it disappeared so fast.
Yeah, after all those shells. I think anything would disappear after that many bullets.
Oh, it's just absolute insanity.
It's like, why would you put... The B-2 was bad enough. Why would you put a freaking PPSH in of the skies that's Japanese with 20mm rounds rather than some machine gun rounds at tier 7 to torture 6s?
Right. No, and that's unfortunate, because that IL-2T, it surprised me when it disappeared, because I thought it was an IL-8, and IL-8's a pretty rugged piece of equipment, and so it surprised me somewhat. And come to find out, it was a 2T, and it disappearing quickly under these guns is still pretty funny, though. I mean, goodness. Yeah, reaching out to 800 meters with my current setup is no big deal. Yeah, frankly, this plane, I feel like if this were on a bigger map, let's say Cold Peak, this plane would be painful to play.
Mm-hmm.
Because getting between sectors would be
atrocious.
It would be. Sure, you could shoot down everything that you met without any problem, but bombers can avoid this plane easily just by flying a little higher. And so heavy fighters as well. Heavy fighters, altitude fighters, you don't even have to engage this guy. You just fly away from him,
or fly away the hell above him.
Right, and you can go and fly away from them, and go and cap before them, because you'll get there faster. So I could see how this plane would be. Yeah, so me when when just yapping and not really doing anything other than capturing a couple of sectors and then going and helping out. I dropped 9 planes with no issue whatsoever. Let's see, how'd you do? Oh, a mediocre game for you. Oh, there's a J6K1 on the other team and didn't even see him.
I blew him up.
Nice work.
Head to head.
I don't feel the need in this particular plane for me to actually try it with turn gear. I feel that even with the speed gear that I've put on it, the ultimate speed gear, that it needs more. It needs. I want it to be faster. Even on that small map, I wanted it to be faster to get where I was going.
And that's the thing. It just does not have enough. The RE 2005, when it first came along, had this exact same problem, and they buffed it, and now it's fine. The same needs to be done to this plane. It needs a buff in that regard, and then it'll be fine. We wouldn't be complaining about this if it didn't have that problem. But it does. As well as an altitude problem. It does have a slight altitude problem.
And I think the speed problem will be worse when it comes up against tier 8s. And you know it's going to come up against tier 8s, and a lot.
And it does. But here's the kicker. Here's the funny. So, you stated that you built yours for speed, and you built yours to have long-range guns.
Yes. Yep.
I went slightly the opposite way. I do have a cure in this point. But I spare parted this for the most part. British gun sight. Experimental reinforced airframe. Japanese lightweight power unit. Experimental reinforced bolt carriers. Experimental gas operated action.
Oh, okay, sure.
And you want to know where my gun armament rating is at?
Go.
60.
Oh, that's pretty good. So what's the when you drop down, when you take that gun armament and drop down, that top number, mine is sitting near 900. What's yours at?
For cumulative damage?
Yeah.
1046.
Okay, there you go. That's a lot. That's tier 10 firepower. At tier 7. And your range is probably in the 800 meters, your max range.
Optimal distance is 838.
Okay, yep. And so your effective range is somewhere at 750-ish. That's still pretty good.
This has enough DPM to melt B-29s.
Right. If you can climb up underneath them, and they don't give you the death roll.
Or if they're foolish and just go low altitude.
Right.
I had that happen twice. He got obliterated and I didn't even lose a quarter of my health.
But just because this thing has so much firepower. And that's 2.5 seconds, right? Of your firepower. 2.5 seconds and a B-29 is toast.
Exactly.
Let's count it like this. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3.
Yeah, basically. Now,
that's it.
Let's compare this. What is the burst length positive on your gun rating?
Well, since I've already clicked into battle, I can't tell you. So there.
Really?
But yeah. Because since I've clicked into battle, I guess I can click out. Let me click out. Let me see. Does it tell me? Where does it tell me that?
Under effects and the gun armament.
Nope. Effects. Let's see. Burst length, I'm plus 13%.
42.8.
That's a lot. Yeah, so you have essentially another 1.5 seconds of burst length, because supposedly these things have a 3-second burst time. I think it's longer than that, though.
And mind you, I also have a 28.8 positive to rate of fire. So not only am I firing longer, I'm firing more.
Yep. Yeah, I got 20% range, 13% rate of fire, plus 15% accuracy bonus. So that means I have to aim better, which I'm crappy at. So
I only had 13% to range and 7.9% to accuracy, so you're better there.
also, I have 5% plus when firing at moving targets. So I have a little bit more auto aim.
7.9.
Right, you get that from the reinforced bolt carriers, I think.
British gun sight.
Oh, of course. I forgot about the British gun sight.
And marksman too, because I have that on a cure. I don't have the engine guru. That's the next thing I want to put on there though, and really
Yeah,
round her out.
I've only got 9 points on her, so
Mine's got 10, and she's halfway toward the 11th. Right then. So, thoughts so far? Initial thoughts? We've got those in.
Yeah,
We'll just keep flying and reinforce them, see what happens. Maybe we'll
right
run
on.
and do a dumb B-29 and we'll show you how we can rake it.
I had an idea because the thing was delicate that I was going to put on reinforced airframe. I thought about it a minute. It's how I have my XP67 outfitted. Since I've already got speed gear put on it, I didn't really want to reduce its maneuverability much more. Although its low speed turn is really good, and so I'm not as worried. Oh, Alpine Gambit. Yeah, this is gonna be a challenge for this plane.
I don't know about that, Chief.
It's a 2 mining plat map, right? So
the thing is, this thing has so many guns, it can act as a GA all by itself.
right. Lightly or not armored targets. I mean, I can go to a tent city in a garrison and one pass it easy. Right?
Well, not even that, just set fires on the armored targets.
That too, yeah. All right. What's going to happen over here? Oh, you're going there. I should go somewhere else. You don't need me. Not over there.
Well, you never know that. Two's a company.
You don't need me. I've seen you play.
One little... Two little... Three little lead planes.
Now you're just being silly.
Hey, you gotta be with shit this stupid.
So here's where I am, because I made a mistake and went the wrong direction to start. Now I've spent all this time traveling, right? And just shot down my first plane just now. That's it's slow.
The military base is ours. Prepare to carry
And here you are. You're
strike.
probably close to being ace.
6 aerial targets blown up.
You bastard.
You sycophant, he says.
That's right.
But hey, don't blame me. Blame how Wargaming built this game.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm sending folks over here. Oh, are you defending the military base? Or are you gonna go do something else?
I'm doing something fairly insidious.
Okay, good. I'll hang around and see if I can't do some defense. I don't know how much defense I can do against heavy fighters and bombers, but I guess we'll find out. I brought along boost in a can, so I should be able to climb up. So I can climb up to my red. That's sort of the goal, is to Now I'm going to try to intercept a bomber.
This will make things easier for
He's
you.
going to turn in or not turn in? Oh, no, he's going to skirt the edge of the... All right, fine.
Now I'm halfway to ace.
Oops. Don't run off the edge of your mouse pad. Yep. So currently I'm up at 2,500 meters in my red. Doing poorly from a speed standpoint, but that ME410 didn't care. Well, he should have cared. He should pay attention. What the hell is a JINPU doing all the way up here at 2,000 meters? But up in the red, it's slow. It's really slow. Oops. It appears as though you have died.
Yes, to a fire.
Well...
That catches on fire easily too, folks. Don't.
I was gonna say, don't expect the Japanese planes to be fireproof. All right, there you go, Otis. These planes are very effective against ground attack aircraft.
They are insanely effective. Meanwhile, that Meteor 1 has been whining about bad players and OP premium planes, and he has no idea, does he?
Now just got picked up by the KI-84, which is going to outturn me no matter what. So I came in on the aisle 2.
I'm weirded out that our B-17G is flying so damn low.
That's pretty awesome, actually. I like that.
It is based. I'll say that.
I love a good B-17 tree topper. I like to do that with a DO-217M. I think that's a fun plane to tree top.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I can't wait for them to add old 666 to this game.
That'd be funny.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be super funny. That as a premium tier 6. Yeah, I would totally do that. Now the question is, in a head-on situation, I think the JINPU could take the KI-84.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it'd be a big deal at all. In fact.
Yeah, the J6K1 would melt a KI-84 if it doesn't dodge.
Yeah, head-on. It would be wicked head-on.
Just a hailstorm of 20mm rounds.
Yep.
Especially in mine.
Yeah, yours having the having essentially that's just nuts. High rate of fire and long burst length. That just, it hurts me just to think about it. I did think about that particular build, but I wanted a little more range because I wanted to protect the airframe. That was really my goal, is I wanted to... Wimp? What do you mean, wimp?
I'm proud of you, pilots. Head back home.
I know. So even with my early mistake, I got nearly 10,000 personal points. So that early mistake was going where you were going when I shouldn't have. Now I thought about doing what you did and going down to the mining plant and just starting to set fires and blow stuff up, but I decided not to.
Hey, I got 2 ground targets destroyed.
No, the guns are seriously potent, and they do make good ground target killers. I saw that on the first map.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was nearly an ace game. Now, mind you, I should have recorded my first ever battle in this. You want to know how many kills I got in my very first battle in this plane?
Did I hear you get something like 28? Is that what I heard?
29.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And they just kept coming. And then they just kept dying.
Yeah, so with my speed build, my cruise speed is up at nearly 500 kilometers per hour, and my boost speed is at 700 kilometers per hour.
That is pretty
Approximately.
damn good, and even then, it still doesn't feel fast enough, does it?
No, it doesn't feel fast enough. It just doesn't. And let's face it, on the North American server, speed is king. But on the EU server, this thing with a turn build is going to really wreck some people's days. I mean, it's going to be turny enough to make some people cry just a little bit, just a single tear, as their plane falls in flames.
That meteor was all definitely crying.
Well, they should know better.
Just getting
Than
Thanos snapped out of existence.
That's nice. I like that.
Just BAM!
Ashes. Yep. No, I got you. No, I had a well, it was the last battle we were flying. I had a Dora flying away from me, doing the things that bot Doras do to avoid cannon shells, and it still couldn't escape. So that's something about the Focke-Wulf line, that the bots seem to be able to do all the tricks to avoid getting shot. Not with this plane, they don't.
No, because it's got so many damn cannons on it.
Yeah, there's so many rounds flying over there that there's nothing they can do but to fly into some of those shells.
Now, again, I will reiterate this. If they wanted a 7 like this, they could always go with that A7M3 or whatever variant it was that had 6 freaking 30mm cannons slapped onto it.
That would be weird.
That'd be
That would
hilarious.
That means you'd have to get into like within 300 meters of your opponent to put all those guns on target.
And just crit the ever-living hell out of them.
It would be funny.
Like,
it would be.
You wouldn't down the plane from sheer damage. You down the plane because you critted everything on the aircraft.
That would be. It would be funny. It would be funny.
Like all control surfaces, pilot, engine, everything. All
see, I
once.
think this plane might have been. Unfortunately, I keep thinking of the 30mm loadout that this plane could have had, and unfortunately, that makes it too close to the Ki-84 in gun loadout. So
now I will prop them for this. So they did end up selecting what turned out to be the final armament selection for this aircraft. This is the final armament selection that the J6K1 was going to have. So this was going to be it.
And I can't even imagine what a B-29 bomber crew would have happen if you had a plane like this coming up to see it. That those 20mm cannons would just cut a B-29 in half.
With all of them, yeah. And it had 1,200 rounds total.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
200 for each gun.
With the how easily the engines caught on fire, I think there'd have been a lot of lost air crew. A lot of lost air crew.
The only thing that they did different with this, and I completely understand as to why, is that instead of going with the 18 Shigata 1 cannons that this thing was supposedly apparently going to have, they went with the Type 99-2 Model 5s. Now, the reason for this, again, I want to say, good job to Wargaming for this, you are getting out of applause for this, is because there is so little information about the 18 Shigata 1s. There is extremely little. However, there are two pieces of information that we do know. There are two. Now, again, this is from a hodgepodge of different sources that I looked at.
Sure.
The rate of fire of the 18 sheet Gata ones was slightly inferior to the Type 99-2. Slightly inferior, because it had a similar construction to the Type 5 30mm cannons. Keep that in mind. But they had a higher shell velocity. Quite a jump, actually. The Model 5s, the Type 99-2s, sat somewhere between 720 to 770 meters a second, depending on the source you ask.
Okay.
The 18 Gs, 920.
That's good.
So
that's good. Yeah.
Now, if you want to balance the plane a little bit better for Tier 8, maybe consider that. Maybe.
Yeah. It would be. I still think there'd be, even as the plane is armed currently. If you armored this plane this way currently, gave it a little more armor and fire resistance, altitude and speed, turned its turn time down a bit, and put it at Tier 8, I still think it would be a fearsome aircraft, even fearsome to some of the bombers at Tier. Especially with the way you have it set up with gas operated action and reinforced bulk carriers, that burst length and volume of fire, being able to take down a full strength B-29 in 2.5 seconds. That's it's insanity, right?
It is.
You get up to within, you're going to get up to within 750 meters of the aircraft, and you're going to hold down the W key and the mouse 1 button, and you're going to be running through the fireball. Is what you're going to be doing. So it's and the B-29 pilot's going to go, what?
I'm pretty sure that's what that one guy did when I ran into him. Just tore his freaking tail off, and he's just like, what the heck just whacked me? Uniquely, unlike the Ki-84 and the A7M, this plane has 2 engine consumables. So why is it slower than the Ki-84? Why is it slower than the A7M?
It shouldn't be, and that's the thing. I've got boost in a can, and I've got antioxidant mix, so I can have more go.
Mine's slower than a speed build A7M. My A7M can outrun this thing.
And that's sad. That shouldn't be the case at all. It absolutely should not be the case.
Considering this was an interceptor, not a freaking whatever they think this is.
It's a A7M with more guns is really what it is. Altitude,
just suffers.
Airframe, right? Speed.
The altitude performance is almost as bad as the A7M.
Right.
Yet it's a far cry from the Ki-84. 17 points difference. It shouldn't be that bad.
No, it should be. It really does need to be faster. And frankly, if it's going to sit at Tier 7, I'm sorry, Wargaming. The guns need to be turned down a little bit. They do. For Tier 7, it's just stupid. If I can go around just casually whacking planes from 800 meters away, and I'm a crappy aimer. Right, and I'm even crappier when I'm talking to someone. It's just absolutely insanity that I would go out and play a 10,000 point battle while just yapping and just pressing mouse button 1, right?
Or you could just get into an Italian plane and you clap planes from 1,300 meters away. If they nerf this thing. Because they
Yes,
ain't going to
that's
touch the SM-91 because they're scared to. I'm
well,
sorry,
yeah.
but
I
I'm
mean,
telling the truth there.
that's no the Japanese spaghetti monster build is what would you call it? That would be ramen. That would be the ramen build. Oh, okay.
Rameno Italiano.
Oh boy, we're really mixing our metaphors here.
Oh,
Let's
God.
let's go again before we
We get
embarrass
really
ourselves any
off track.
further. Yeah, that's a no. We do have to do that. We do have to do that video because
Oh, my God.
that
You
evening was just
demanded it out of me, and now I'm the one that's jumped on the bandwagon.
yeah. It was absolute insanity. It was
Eh,
just the dumbest thing ever.
And now we're going to have to do it again because of the failed recording. That's right,
Right.
folks. I had a failed recording, which turns out I didn't, but I didn't realize it at the time. And then I deleted the footage because I didn't realize it until it was too late. Anyhow.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh well, we can always improve on it.
Yeah, no, there were some good jokes in there though. That's my problem is we had some pretty effective banter.
That is
I
true,
enjoyed
but
that
we're having
part.
some pretty effective banter right here.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's always fun to play warplanes with you, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
We do have our fun, and when the group of us gets together, the four of us we get together, it's the shenanigans are always just a little outrageous. We need to tone that down a little bit. I think.
I know. I think we need to crank that up.
I mean, that's what this game's about, right? I mean, it's about having fun
Oh
and going out.
look, we have a
Oh, dear.
P-61 and a B-29 to bully.
Now now this game's going to be interesting. I might actually have to. I might actually have to think about how we're going to play this.
I have a
Yeah, but
suggestion. We just rake the sides.
So, do you want to you have an idea of sticking together, or do you want to?
I'll go
separate?
down the 1, 2, 3 line. You go down the 8, 9, 0 line.
I see. It'll be like that World of Tanks battle we had, where you said, "Don't go out into the bang open." I really thought I had cover from that position. I really did. That was just poor map knowledge on my part. That's all that was. Don't fly like Corvus. Don't tank like Corvus because I'm way too aggressive in World of Tanks. I'm super aggressive in World of Tanks. And that only works sometimes. And you have to know when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive.
I'm insanely aggressive in this game. I don't know what you're talking about. Lame. Good God.
That's, oh, well, you know. I've seen you in World of Tanks. And in World of Tanks, you know when to seek cover. Here we go. When to seek cover and when to not seek cover. All right, I'm working on an intercept. I'm going to burn up my boost in a can. I'm coming in from low starboard. I'm not going to get it because they're up at 2,900 meters. I'm well into my red. Just absolutely can't do anything in my red. I mean, I can, but I can't.
Well, I have good news for you. I obliterated the P-61.
Yeah, no, this plane would be fantastic against P-61.
Oh, it is. No, it is.
On the upside, that B-29 had full health when I started, and it's got, well, it had less than 20 when I left it. But I literally stalled out. I attacked it from the starboard low.
Historically, that wouldn't happen.
Right, historically that would not happen.
And look at this, we've superiority them.
Way to go.
B-29s. B-29s in the game. I mean, I just proved it. B-29s in the game are going to have to fly at altitude, or they're going to have to fly right next to the ground. There's not going to be an in-between for them. Just because if these planes are in the sky, they will be able to intercept.
I see our P-61 again, or I saw him. I see you. Down goes he.
Aha!
Nicely done, my good man.
I'm gonna go and chase this GAA so he doesn't do any damage to our base over here. There we go. Oh, I see a P-61. Now the question is, will I be able to do something about him or not? Was he ignoring me? Don't ignore me, bro.
Bully him. Bully him. I'm coming in.
Way to go. Victory is close.
Ha!
You waited too long, pal. He got no shots on me with his turret. 0.
This time I ran into him, he barely got any at all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you squash a P-61 B-29.
Great job today. We'll be
You
waiting for
don't
you back
not only have to
home.
be, well, OP planes are just a component. You have to have the brain power too, and right there we had it.
Yeah, you gotta play it right. You can't if you fly into its death cone in the rear, especially above the midline. That's just stupid. Don't be like Corvus. Don't do that kind of stuff.
Oh, I meant strategically.
Oh no, I was talking tactics. Tactics against the B-29 is you either you come in from straight on top and a little bit ahead of the wing, and you come in close, you give it the beans, and then you pass by close and come out underneath and turn toward the cockpit of the plane,
Or come up from the belly.
That too. I mean, you can go down far enough so that you can come around in a big loop and nail the belly. Oh, who didn't turn on their crew accelerate crew training? There we go. Dumbass.
Nope, that's an oops.
Yeah, that is. I've done that. I've done that more than once. Got a lot of gold. I don't care. Anyway.
All right. So one other thing I want to cover.
Right.
The
yes.
Appearances of this aircraft. Now, the universal camo and the winter camo, excuse me, they're good. I like them. The desert, marine, and the reward camos. Let me just show this to my viewers. The marine camo looks like somebody poured pink lemonade on the winter camo while drunk and then barfed on it. And then had a bloody nose and rubbed their nose on the tail.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's descriptive. I like that. I like that.
And Corvus, don't pretend like I didn't see you within the first battle we had. I saw that.
Yeah.
You're in the naughty list for flying with an ugly paint skin now.
Yeah, no, I like the use the anti-AA anti-vision camo even when it's ugly. Uh, the gift camo really is nice, except it only gives you 5% aircraft experience, which is what?
Now,
Who
now
cares?
I'll get to that in a second. The
Oh,
next
actually, I
one.
don't. I take it back. I don't like it. It looked like Hello Kitty peed on it. My bad. My bad. I take it back.
Now. I'll get to that one. The second one. The desert camo.
Yeah, desert camo's pretty crap too.
I wouldn't mind it if it didn't have that stupid blue stripe on it. Why does it have a blue stripe on it?
Yeah, see now that's supposed to be an anti-glare panel, right? And it's supposed to be black or gray. It's not supposed to be blue.
Yeah, why the hell is it blue?
Gray. Yeah, it's a great question.
Did someone pick the wrong color for that or what?
I'm guessing.
You go to the summer one, it's black.
Yep.
Yet the desert one is blue. Why?
Yeah, and this one looks like somebody got a hold of a purple crayon and smashed it into the carpet.
What, the marine one?
Yeah, or murder scene.
For the desert one.
Let me see which one. The desert one. The desert one looks like a murder scene. There we go.
Or someone got into a bar fight on top of a white plane and all that blood was the result of it.
That's just yikes.
And then the blue stripes, the police.
I would frankly I'd love to have the Noble Q design some paint for some of these planes.
I suggested to Hunter when I talked to him about this plane that they should open source the paint schemes. Like, you could submit a paint scheme for a plane and they'd add it in.
Right.
That would be sick. Because, let's be honest, I think they need some help because I saved the worst offender for last for my viewers. This is the reward scheme you get for completing all the missions. This one.
Hello Kitty Pete.
Oh no. I'm going to go far worse. I'm going to go far worse with this description here. Just bear with me. So I'm getting all the... Okay, there we go. I've got all the 27th anniversary shit on it. Okay. Wargaming... I don't know if the person who made this was drunk or just doesn't understand Japanese culture or something like that. But if this is your attempt to understand how waifus work in anime, this is horrific. This is like if you had Pablo Picasso try to do a body pillow. This is almost a sin. Wargaming. This is almost a sin. In fact, no, this is a sin. This is an abomination.
And Pablo Picasso body pillow.
I'm going to demand a bleach refund from this, and I'm pretty sure most of my viewers, with how little there are going to demand the same thing out of you. I mean this entirely as a joke, by the way, but possibly sort of not, because of, oh my god, I want to gouge my eyes out looking at this.
Oh, you're killing me.
I'm glad somebody is laughing at this description, because oh my god, this terrible. Is horrible. This is
it is terrible.
So bad. I'm going to revert this so I don't have to see it anymore. Now, on that note, there is one thing I will say they did a good job on. They gave this thing 2 unique nose arts.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
to my viewers,
Yeah, I do like the art.
Now, to my viewers, you may notice that yellow ring on the nose. That's not the normal skin. That's the nose art. And plus, it's got a red one. And I'm fairly
Right.
sure this is entirely unique to this plane, and it does look neat. So, there's a +1 for wargaming right there.
No, I do like it. It's a nice one. I like the wargaming logo in it. What are those, chrysanthemums? Or that's what they're supposed to be?
Oh no, that's
Cherry
not the
blossom. Cherry
Corvus. That's
blossom.
not the one I'm talking about.
No, you're talking about the other one, right?
I'm talking about the other two. That one is still a sin in my book. Why are you bringing up the sin again? Now I need to get the eye bleach again.
No, I actually like that one.
I have to drown myself in bleach again.
That's a good one.
Damn it, Corvus! Why do you do this? You vile fiend!
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's good. That's a good one.
And I mean that endearingly.
I'm sure you do. Oh, that's a good one though. This particular plane, the J6K1, I think it has a place in the game. As a heavy fighter, I'm a heavy fighter main. There's no question. Everybody knows that. I like big guns, and I cannot lie. I like planes that are fast. I like planes that have high altitude. So this is a 1 of 3 plane that checks my boxes. 1 of 3. The guns are outstanding, just absolutely outstanding. Altitude performance makes me cry. When I stall out at 2,800 meters in a Tier 8 game, I literally want to punch the plane in the fuselage, right? Just right in the mid fuselage. Come on, let's give it a little more go, or a little more altitude. Let's give it a little more something, so that when it does see Tier 8s, okay, this game that we just had, guys, it's not proof that the J6K1 can go out and just dominate the Tier 8 skies, because it can't. All right, we came up against some folks that didn't know how to play their planes, or just weren't familiar with the danger that the J6K1 presents.
And we had a plan to begin with.
And we had a plan, right? So
and we executed it perfectly, and the P-51H just went right along with it. That was on our team. I think he went right into the middle, which was the genius move for him, because then we got almost instant freaking superiority. So that was just perfect plan.
And frankly, the other team didn't respond well, and didn't recognize the danger that we posed to them. That will change once more people have this and they see what the guns can do. They're going to stay away from them and be able to do so. Even with my speed gear, even the fastest this plane pretty much is going to get, it's not fast. Even on plateau, plateau's not small, but man, that takes a little while to get where you're going. I can't even imagine what's going to happen when we hit Cold Peak.
Oh God.
Yeah, Cold Peak's going to be miserable in this plane. Just absolutely miserable. It's if I'm thinking about this plane at all, I'm glad I have it in my pay to win account, but in my free to play accounts, I'm not going to grind it. If you like Japanese planes and you enjoy a ton of lead in the air at any given moment, this plane is for you. This plane is really for you. If you don't mind being at low altitude and not being able to turn with yaks and zeros, you'll be able to turn on anything else. So that's you can bully P-61s who decide to play where heavy fighters should not be playing,
and think they can get away with it.
and think they can get away with it. This plane will surprise some vampires, I think. That's a good question. A turn build vampire might actually take a speed build J6K1. Maybe. I'd have to think about that a little bit. I don't see changing up my my gun layout or my equipment build. I think that it's the way I have it set up right now is pretty good. I'm gonna click on battle so we can get into battle and keep talking.
There is one other thing I want to share before I hit the battle button. It's a theory of mine. I do genuinely suspect with how this plane ended up, like I'm looking at it and I'm with all these pieces and I kind of think about what they had to do to build this plane in the game. And I suspect, Corvus, that this was probably initially planned to be an 8. But somewhere on the road, probably near the very end, some higher up had to say, "Oh no, that needs to be a 7." And whoever that person is, I'm sorry, but I want to take a pillow and start smacking you with it. Because that's wrong.
Yeah, it needs to be a tier 8. And it needs to have tier 8 speed, tier 8 altitude. It needs to be a tier 8.
This same person probably said that the F needed to be a 7.
Yeah, that also needed to be a tier 8.
That's 2 strikes wargaming for World of Warplanes. Let's hope to God you don't make a third, otherwise turds are going to start hitting fans.
I'm going to write a very strongly worded letter.
I
won't quit
not
playing,
be surprised.
Of course, but strongly worded letter. That's yeah. I'm not sure that they care about our opinions as much. I know some of the play testers, and I talked with them a little bit. They're not allowed to talk very much about the planes and the testing and that kind of stuff. So of course they were pretty closed-lipped about it. But I could tell by the commentary, by the tone of the commentary, that they wanted something different. And now that having played it a little bit and having spoken with you, I can see why the tone was the way it was. I can see why they wanted something different. This plane can be quite powerful in the right circumstances, but when you're not in those circumstances, I don't think it's going to be much of an asset to your team. You're not going to be able to do much other than maybe counter cap, do a little bit of defending in places that
I have seen
that can be defended.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen multiple J6K1s popping up over the course of the day.
Right.
I've trounced every single one.
It may be that they don't realize the sheer power that those guns, and I don't know how you could miss it. I mean, I could tell from the very first plane I shot down.
You are approaching the area of
Oh my God,
operations.
these guns are wicked. And it's like, oh, I like that. But then the rest of it is like, I want to get out and paddle because the damn thing's so slow. Okay, here we are in Northern Bridgehead.
Tier 8s.
Bottom tier, of course.
One guy.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he picked the wrong plane to be flying against these guys.
That is true.
Let's see. Where are you?
Right below you.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna go to the airstrip over there. If you're gonna go to the command center, I have no doubt that J6K1 can solo a command center just by shooting down the ADA and then going and killing a couple of, like a tent city or something.
Gotham on a Wednesday night. Or would that be more Chicago? Probably more Chicago.
Okay. That's frightening.
Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield.
I'm having a little bit of difficulty with sliding my mouse off the pad, which is always annoying.
Enemy bombers inbound. Don't let them reach their target.
Okay. Right. Oh, are you jousting with the Ac-9U?
It died.
Yeah.
This cannon shell decided to knock out my engine, but I had a manual restart bubble. That's a weird luxury, I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't had too much trouble with engine crits. That hasn't been my issue.
I mean, yeah, it's because I have a lightweight power unit, but still. Oh.
Kill steal. Oh, what do we got here?
Oh my god. Hey!
No.
I got that in a stall, too.
Yeah, me too. See, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, here we are at 2,500 meters in the red. It can still fly, sort of. Sort of.
Ish.
Right.
Just give it enough. Like, right now, this ship plane should be in the yellow.
Yeah.
Right where I'm at,
right.
1,400. Or even 1,500. That I will take. Like, give half of what it should have to it, and that would be fine.
Oops.
Just half. I'm not asking for all of it. If this was going to be an 8, I'd ask for all of it, but it's not. Just give it half.
Just get a half. I agree with that.
Oh look, it's a door trying to dive.
Well, with Emma, it does pretty good. It's not great, but it's okay.
He died in 4 seconds.
Right.
And then he lost the sector.
We have complete control of
And then they got superiority. Ouch.
Yeah, it does hurt. I'm just here spinning in the middle. Although for some reason nobody's coming to play. Come on now. Where's everybody?
Probably all at the spawn.
Oh, well, that's a good point. I should have gone up and played. Oh, I should have gone up and played with the bomber flight.
Oh, this thing annihilates bomber flights. I thought the SM91 build was bad. This does it worse.
I didn't even think about that until they were passed. But no, that would have been a fantastic idea.
Don't let them gain a foothold.
Oops. Oh, P-51H.
What the hell was that one?
Well, fortunately the H had help.
And then he blew up.
And then he blew up.
But then he blowed up. Now see, this is the insane part. There's a combined total of 12 fucking cannons right here.
Right.
That is bonkers. And they're 20s. They're not 15s. These are 20s. Ha! Got that from behind you.
Did you? You bastard.
He killed me! That bastard!
That's right. Huh.
That time I was too far away.
Well, there's someone behind us. Oh, there's my friend. Bazul.
My God.
I know. That's just wrong. That's the problem. It's wrong on so many levels.
The rate of fire is so insane on mine. I don't even have to actually aim. I just have to spray arcs at people when they die. That's what's terrifying about this. Oh, here comes a bomber flight. Oh wait, the game's about to end. Let's see if I can kill the... Nope, I missed him. Oh well.
Right.
We were only 400 points apart there.
That's crazy. Yeah, me spinning in the middle for a while got me the #1 slot. That's the only reason. You actually went and did stuff, and I just spun in the middle and did nothing but shoot down bots. So that's, I mean...
Oh, that's
if
funny.
you
We got the same number of planes.
I mean, here's the deal, folks. If you like spinning in the middle and shooting down bots, this plane does that in spades. You can own a sector. I mean, you can just keep it, assuming that you're not swarmed by altitude fighters and
or
heavy
jump
fighters.
by a P-47 or something with a clean shot.
Right.
Or J7 with a clean shot, because one blap and you're dead. I had that happen to me. It was not pleasant. I was not happy. Yak
9U, SU9, one of those guys.
Well, those are more givens, but a J7?
Yeah. It's... Again, I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to spend... I wouldn't spend any money on this plane if it had been gifted me and said, okay, now at the end of this trial, you can spend $54, or we take the plane back. I'd say, yeah, go ahead and take it back. It would be one of those things where I'd say, grind it, because, I mean, Nova did it in 12 hours ish, plus or minus, right?
Mm.
I would say a regular person would probably take closer on 24, 30 hours. Play an hour a day for the month, 2 hours a day for a couple of weeks, and you'll have the plane. And it's just playing, right? You just play. And the plane will come to you, and you'll have something that you can own an airbase with impunity, pretty much.
Assuming you like to more so somewhat turn rip and tear rather than turn and burn.
Yes.
Because that's practically what this is.
That's approximately what this is. And like I said, I'm not going to grind it in my free to play, even though it's an easy grind. I'm not doing it for my free to play accounts, either one of them. In my European account, this might be a more useful plane, just because of its throw weight, how much lead it can put in the air. It would be interesting. It'd be super interesting in the late period 2, early period 3 battles. That's something to think about. That the difference between the two servers might make a difference between how I would do this. I don't know that I have time to do it. I'm pretty sure I could knock it off in 20 hours or so. But playing on the EU server is painful to me. For the amount of potatoes that I encounter on the North American server, they seem to proliferate on the EU server, and it makes me want to facepalm simultaneously with both hands and a foot. Yeah, it can be bad.
It's just like how I look at those ugly freaking camos on this plane.
Yeah, yeah, that's about right. And truth be told, I'm kind of saving my energy for the Christmas marathon. I don't think anybody has any idea what the plane's going to be, but I'm a little bit worn out from the marathons lately, and
It better not be
I want
another
to.
American one.
Yeah, right.
Unless it's the
Unless,
XF8B.
oh, that'd be good.
If it's the
That'd be good.
XF8B, you bet your ass I'm getting that one. Because that was literally the first plane to pop up in my premium repository list. The first one.
That would be a fun plane. I don't think it would get the interest. That's the problems. I don't think it would get the interest that more sexy planes would get.
What are you talking about? It has a Boeing tail. That thing is the
Yes.
sexiest tail on Earth.
I think
It's like it looks like a Corsair that was taken to Boeing, and Boeing fed it a shit ton of steroids.
well, that's yes, maybe too many steroids. Like, bro, you gotta calm down. You got a little rage going there, buddy. I think we've explored this particular plane as much as we're going to. I think it's obviously there's some disappointment about where it got placed, its performance in game. I think that our battles here today don't really tell the whole story of the limitations of the plane. We weren't actually seriously challenged in any of our battles, and I could see how that's possible because we both had a plane that can dominate its tactical area. And if you have two people playing two good planes that can dominate a tactical area, you can often win just based on that. If we'd have been playing something a little weaker, I don't know. What do you think? If we'd have been flying dual Bearcats, I don't think we might have done as well.
Probably not, but at the same time, we know what we're doing.
Right. No, that's and there's something to that. Having a flight as a force multiplier, having people that actually understand how the game works, and where to go and where to be, it really makes winning easier. And that doesn't describe what's going to happen to this plane when it finds itself alone at Tier 8. We didn't see any BF 109 K6s when we're out today, and those guys might provide a problem for this plane. It only has to get a short burst into you and you're going to die. Although the same can be said going the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an interesting matchup, and I think that I'm looking forward to playing the plane a little bit more in a solo fashion to see how it feels when it's bottom tier, all alone, trying to carry some potatoes.
I'm looking forward to seeing if they even do buff it slightly, which again I hope to God they do.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see at least the altitude or the speed buffed,
or a little bit of both.
It'd be nice for both, but if they did one or the other, I'd be satisfied with the purchase of this particular plane.
I do agree with you.
I am looking forward to us taking out the heavy fighter ramen, the ramen heavy fighter. For those folks that don't know, it's the SM91 changed to Japanese and has a Kira in it. And if you've not experienced it, Nova and I will show you the sheer insanity of this airplane, where you go up against tier 8s and absolutely have
I
no
have
fear.
already videographed how insane 1 is.
Yeah.
You all are not prepared for 2.
Yeah, 2 is really just stupidity in the air. And it's hilarious. We'll show you.
Don't
I'm
worry,
looking
we'll
forward
get
to
that
it.
soon. Corvus, beautiful day recording today. Love it. Enjoy flying with
Thanks,
you, my
man.
friend. I'll catch
All
you in
right,
the next one. Oh,
and before we're out, to everybody, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
leave a sacrifice to the algorithm gods of YouTube.
Absolutely. Thanks, brother. We'll
You're
get you on
welcome,
the
my
next
friend.
one.
Catch you.